those who think this shooter is a hero because he did it because he said this healthcare executive was presiding over a healthcare system which kills thousands of Americans by the way, what did you say to that?
Thiel has been confronted in public. You love to see it. He and Alex Karp attended Bilderberg this year so they can plan the future global police state, and these people should be confronted everywhere they go. All of these technocrats, Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, Joe Lonsdale, they should all have to be confronted like this every time they step out their door.
Mr. Thiel, do you have any comments about Palantir's surveillance of the American people, sir?
He shook.
Or any of your connections to Jeffrey Epstein?
He's scared.
I think people are rather concerned about that last particular one.
As soon as Epstein's mentioned, he starts sweating even more. He's trembling inside.
You're setting up a Big Brother surveillance system, and people know it, sir.
Autistic power walk. Yes, sir.
I think the American people want this surveillance tech being used against them.
Hiding behind his security. Thinking he's some anime villain here, you know, with the hair, the power walk, the autistic Spurg walk, the suit.
Any comments at all on the Epstein connections? You were meeting with them?
Yep. How much money did you get from him? Huh? Tell us.
People are waking up to what you're doing there, sir. That's why we're here covering this.
Felted, mogged. Incredibly embarrassing. He just power walks away because he cannot stand to be confronted.
Wow, Peter Thiel was booking it. That man picked up the pace. The second the word Epstein came out, it seemed he started getting a little faster. But
look at him go.
Stone cold Peter Thiel.
Walk away, freak. That is the walk of a man who has done horrible things with other men. You know what I'm talking about.
Palantir with
the
Alex Karp, who is still here.
And a man
these are the guys who are setting up the Big Brother surveillance system, essentially to track, trace, and database.
The gate of a man that is open for business for other men, if you know what I mean.
About, why was he?
Now let's play this clip here of Thiel on the Joe Rogan program running cover for Epstein.
Why was he so protected? And then, I went down all these rabbit holes. Was he, working for the Israelis or the Mossad or all this sort of stuff?
Yes.
And I've come to think that was very secondary. It was obviously, it was just the U.S.,
What?
If you're working for Israel, you don't get protected. We had Jonathan Pollard. He went to jail for 25 years or whatever.
Sir, please. Who do you think that you are talking to? Jonathan Pollard is the outlier.
But unrelated, right?
Understood, but this is one particular operation. It was if it was an intelligence operation, the question we should be asking is what part of the U.S. intelligence system was he working?
Well, sir, you are an FBI informant.
I should not need to remind you that in the
Look at him sweating. This man is always sweating.
in the sort of quasi-mythological New Testament account, the slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety.
Slippery, snake-like. He looks like a snake that just shed its skin.
And that there is, we're told that there's nothing worse than Armageddon, but perhaps there is. Perhaps we should fear the Antichrist. Perhaps we should fear the one-world totalitarian state more.
My God, sir, the one that you are helping to create. And let's just ask the question now. What did you do to your ex-boyfriend? Peter Thiel's Instagram boyfriend plunged to his death weeks after witnessing a messy showdown between the billionaire mogul Peter Thiel and his husband when he crashed the couple's New Year bash. He thought he could show up. Thiel probably led him on, and he probably confronted Thiel. Thiel and his husband get into a fight, and then this man ends up being thrown off the roof of a building. Yeah, it's a bit weird. This is a picture of him and Alex Karp at Bilderberg in Sweden in 2025. Just look at them.
We have the mechanisms that would make world government, a gigantic global surveillance state, is plausible.
That seems plausible too. And then I think, again, to come back to the Soloviev-Benson plot hole,
you can literally see the demon in him, and he's literally turning into a vampire before our eyes. And it's hilarious to me that he's speaking out against a global police state when he himself is building it.
on its own, they both seem not that desirable. Why would we have a crazy surveillance state? Why would we, why would we do this? But if you're scared enough of these things, that's the weapon. And this is sort of where my speculative thesis is that if the Antichrist were to come to power, it would be by talking about Armageddon all the time.
Isn't this what Palantir does in order to sell its products?
And Peter Thiel, the Antichrist would talk about Armageddon all the time. He'd scare people and then offer to save them.
So are you learning from him?
Yes, it's the 1 Thessalonians 5:3. The slogan of the Antichrist is peace and safety.
Oh, sounds a lot like Palantir. Peace and safety. Oh, we can stop crime before it happens. Just give us all the data and control.
And so, which is nothing wrong with peace and safety, but you have to sort of imagine that it resonates very differently in a world where the stakes are so absolute, where the stakes are so extreme, where the alternative to peace and safety is, Armageddon and the destruction of all things. And then that's where peace and safety gets you way more than it would have in 1750.
Oh, okay. So that was your business model then, just modeling it after what you think the Antichrist will offer.
René Girard, in I Saw Satan Fall Like Lightning, one of his books, the Antichrist boasts of bringing to human beings the peace and tolerance that Christianity promised, but has failed to deliver.
There are probably, I think there are all these elements where it's downstream from Christianity. You can think of, the poor shall inherit the earth, Sermon on the Mount. Marxist theory is we're going to be more Christian. We're going to accelerate it. We're going to bring it about faster. So
yeah, it sounds a lot like what your buddies are doing in Silicon Valley. Lord have mercy. So listen, I was so happy to see this man confronted.
Mr. Thiel, do you have any...
He should have to walk like this and should be confronted like this everywhere he goes. Look at how terse his lips are. The veins are bulging out of his head. My goodness, this man is deeply unwell.